The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Money Masters. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom O'Brien and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Tommy O'Brien, Tom O'Brien. We do appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we have the Dow Industrials down 61. You get the NASDAQ off 27. S&Ps are off 6.5. We have gold down 260, trading at 13.46. Silver's down 4 cents at $19.80. Oil market's up 75 cents at 46.24. We'll get the oil numbers today at 10:30. Notes, 10 years down 4 ticks. 30 is off 21 ticks. King dollar's down 156 ticks at 94.79. The euro's at $1.12, and the yen is at 101.5. And Mario Draghi is out there.
I saw those headlines.
Speaking. And the bottom line, folks, the DAX is off 130 bucks. What's going on, folks, is that the market is not happy that he is not buying more bonds,
Sure.
Extending.
And as the headline right here, right, 9:59, right before, so U.S. stocks retreat as Draghi downplays need for more stimulus.
Yeah, that's a heavy scene, man. That's going to be a heavy scene if the punch bowl is not getting poured on, man. We like that free money.
We do. Everybody does.
There's no doubt, man. It's crazy.
It's a worldwide phenomenon.
It is a worldwide phenomenon, man. And once you get hooked on it, that's it. It's going to be. We'll see what's going to be done.
That's right.
Let's go over to our man, Mr. Kevin Hinks, as we do each and every morning. And don't forget, folks, Kevin and Scott got an outstanding show right here at TFNN, 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time, TD Ameritrade, swim lessons. Now, if you trade options, folks, bottom line, you have to listen to the show. It's an amazing show. They'll walk you through a full education, guess what, for $0, okay? It's pretty amazing. You know, depending on how long you've been in the marketplace, folks, bottom line, some of these option courses have been like $5,000 or $6,000 all over the place. Great program. Now, if you're on the West Coast right now, remember that you can get Kevin right on, all of us, right on your cell phone. Just go to TFNN.com. You hit Tiger TV. You're going to get some great audio and dynamic HD video. Kevin Hinks, what's going on?
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tommy. How's everybody doing?
Morning, Kevin.
Well, I think that we're doing great, man, and I think that we're going to get some action, Kevin. This dollar is moving around really nice, man. The market is kind of bummed out that Draghi is not going to basically push some more stimulus into the European economy.
Am I the only one, Tom? Am I the only one that's concerned that the fact that they won't do more QE is suddenly bearish?
No,
the
right.
fact that Mario Draghi thinks their economy is strong enough to stand on its own, and somehow that's bearish.
It's quite a twisted relationship across the board. And that's the same thing with our Fed, right? You know? I mean, right. Fed's like, everything's we're going to go up. The market's like, uh-oh.
No, exactly. Just the aspect, folks. Okay, so picture all the news, the analysts and everything. I mean, they didn't think that the Europeans were going negative again because they're already at negative rates, but they thought that he'd buy more bonds, buy more debt. And he said, no, things are stable here. And it's like, stable? Why do we want them stable? That's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. How dare he offend us by saying things are stable?
You know what's so crazy, man, is that as Tommy said at the beginning, it seems that we're all not addicted to it, but that's what we're so used to now that it's like, wow, yeah, are we really going to go up on rates now?
The landscape would change, that's for sure.
The landscape would change.
I completely agree. Weaning this world and these economies off QE is it's looking like it's gonna be a little floppy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great choice of words. It is.
It won't be easy, that's for sure.
Well, and you know what's so wild? I don't know how you feel, or Tommy feels, but I only got hooked on this like the last 16 months. It took that long. Do you know what I mean?
No, 16 months.
No,
rates have been that low for.
Oh no, I know that. I'm saying in my own head, saying, hey, this is pretty cool, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, okay, well, let's run with this.
Sure.
It's like, And then I say to myself, oh, man, okay, so now I'm freaking hooked on it, too. You know, it's like, it's pretty bad, right? I know.
Don't eat the sugar, Tom.
Well, you know what the cool thing is about this, and you know this very well. For a trader, folks, when that happens, you know that that's when the turn's coming, man. You know that's okay.
Yeah, it can't stay like that forever.
Right. You know, it's like, okay, you finally got me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Hey, so what are we talking about in swim lessons today, Kevin?
We're going to talk, as you guys know, every Thursday we focus a lot on futures.
Yes.
And we focus all our attention on futures. So we're going to do futures options during the main swim lesson show. We'll be talking about futures and futures options.
Nice.
Last Thursday, as you remember, we did the intro to futures where we really started out. Now we're going to get into some strategy on futures and futures options.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Totally. Folks, and the bottom line is that, futures get you some juice. Options on futures really get you some juice. And the strategies that you can, put out there that, the VIX is still low. I mean, the bottom line is that
you got to defined risk when you're doing it in options for sure.
You do, which if you've ever traded options, folks, I love them, but that's not defined risk.
No, right. You can set them up for defined risk, though.
You can. You can.
My mentor, who started me out in the business, his name was Charles Cox.
Yeah.
Out of Chicago, and he told me every day you go down in the pit, your goal is to be able to go down in the pit the next day.
That's so true, man.
There you go. True. Everything else will kind of work itself out if that's actually true. Right. You keep it that way.
Yeah.
Every single day you're able to go back, then you'll be okay.
You're in business, man. You're in business. Right here, folks, 12 o'clock today, Kevin Scott, swim lessons. Kevin, have a great one, a safe one.
Always a pleasure, guys.
You too, man. Have a great one. Tommy and I are coming right back, folks. Dow's down 59, Nasdaq's off 27. We're going to break back.
Inventor has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is down 54. You get the Nasdaq off 25. S&Ps are down 5.5. And normally, we get the oil reports on a Wednesday at 10:30, the gas on Thursday at 10:30, and when there's a holiday, oil comes to Thursday, and we think that oil doesn't come out to 11 o'clock today.
Yeah, we're looking it up right now. We'll get it set. But that's where, especially as we like to trade maybe those 11 a.m. binaries or something like that, you really need to make sure you...
Yeah, you want to make sure...
your ducks in a row.
Right. And we first pulled it up. It looks like it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it said something about 11 and 1.
I know, which is really weird.
That's the only... So we're not quite there yet for certainty, but we'll look it up during the next break.
Market-wise out here, folks, inside the Dow Industrials, the strength versus the weakness out here.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're posting. 11 a.m. is crude.
Yeah. So
and natural gas will be at 10:30 as it usually is.
Right.
So it's interesting. They don't push back natural gas at all. That's usually Thursdays at 10:30. This is what they do.
Right.
And crude does get pushed back. So.
Right. Pretty wild.
Yeah.
Inside the Dow, the strength is American Express. That's up 0.3%. United Health's up 0.2. The weakness, Apple's bringing the Dow down. Apple's down 2%. You have Nike down 1.6. Intel's off 0.8. Inside the NDX 100, which is getting hit, you have the strength is Alexa Pharmaceutical up 1.7. You have Walgreens up 1.5. Taken away from it, Tractor Supply is down 16%. What a hit that is. You got Cognizant Technologies off 2.4%. Charter Communications is off 2.3, and Apple's off 2. If we go to Tractor Supply for a second and take a look at this, this is going to be important one to keep your head wrapped around, folks. And what it is this. So this baby, you talk about a gap down, right? Last night it closes at $83.53. It opens this morning at $70. You take a look at this, and you're going to see where it's at. This baby, and this is where these high-volume swing lows are dangerous. This has been in a consolidation since January of 2015. And what's been sticking out like a sore thumb, man, which is just crazy, is the August low of last year, $75. And guess what? And, they love to test these, but what blows my mind all the time is that you never know when they're going to test them. They just fall out of bed. And you don't have a chance to get out of the market. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
That's how it just seems, right? Because you can make the case that, I make the case that, hey, it wants to test it. They can make the case, well, guess what? It's at $96, and that's $20 lower.
And what just came out just for them to do that?
Let's find out. Let's see.
Slump in energy markets, lowering guidance due to,
lowering guidance due to slowing sales. So they put
out that things aren't going well.
Exactly. Right.
They cut their yearly earnings revenue.
Yep. So the estimate was $1.6 billion in revenue. They think they're going to do 1.5 to 1.55. So it's a decent number. If we put this on the monthly, what you're going to see now, this is where this gets really dangerous as to, how bad this wipeout can be. So I'm going to put this on a 5-year monthly, and what you're going to see is that you not only went back inside the lower range, so now you're at $70, which is under the 74 where we went higher in October of 2014. It's like, okay, man, well, now you're going to go to the bottom of that, which is $55.
Sure.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
And, one of the ways, fundamentally that this can happen, folks, is that when something's this fast, anyone that's owned this, like going back to October of 2014, now is in a losing position. That's pretty freaking insane when you wake up in the morning and bingo, you're heading there.
It's huge.
We were talking about the correlation with Draghi here.
Yeah.
If we go over to the dollar and take a look at the dollar, this dollar wants higher price. It's rejected lower price again out here. You know, it got into, and this is a classic, it got into the day of strength, June 24th. Is that June 20? No, it's 2. Okay, so you got June 24th.
Yeah.
The low is 93.73 with 66,000 contracts. Then it went topside. That's when Yellen was speaking, right? The low there was 94.20. We get to 94.44 today. It rejects it. Bottom line, good old King Dollar wants higher price. Now we got to go over to gas, right?
We can pull that up. We can.
Yeah. And folks, if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform, great time to do it. You can come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see the banner on the top or the side. You can bring the exchange up and follow us as we take a look at these different contracts that you can trade. As we said a little bit earlier, normally if you're doing oil, there's an 11 o'clock expiration, but today that is at 11, so do not trade that 11 o'clock expiration inside the oil contract. Well, you can trade it, but if you're looking for the news would be in the natural gas, because that's going to be coming out at 10:30.
And quite a run in natural gas leading up to this, right?
Yeah, look at this. So is that 271 to 274?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And even just pulling it back a few days to like September 5th. Some volatility for sure.
Yeah.
So right now we're at 274, and it looks like you have some good options with, again, that 275 number being either the middle, the bottom, or the top of the spreads.
Right. Was it last week I did both sides? Was it the gas? Yeah.
It might have been.
It was. So
so you'd be buying the one with 275 as the floor.
Yeah.
And you'd be selling one with 275 as the ceiling. Right? So again, you have about $25 in total risk. You can see max loss on each side of 9, 14, add them up, $23.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
Let me just pull up UNG for a second. The reason I got to pull up UNG, folks, is that I need the volume underneath this. So UNG. So you're down there with volume. Yeah, this can go low. This would be interesting. 755. There's some volume down there. I kind of like that. I think I might do that double trade again.
Now, doing the double trade, you really shouldn't have a directional bias.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Okay.
No,
You're just playing a volatility.
Yeah, so here, let's go back to that just again for a second. Because if I'm thinking it's going down, which one would I be?
You'd be selling this one. Because 275 would be the ceiling.
Okay.
Right? You know, in terms of when you have profit potential down to 255.
Yeah.
And now, this one's up to, I'm just updating them as.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're looking at around $25 for both of them as it's ticking around, if you want to.
And it's trading 274.
274.5, really, because that's a difference of, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's almost lining up right at 275.
Right. And I'd be selling at 2734. Interesting.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's the $16. The difference between 250 and
right.
275,
right.
Sorry, and 2734. We'll see what we do. We have 3 minutes. We have 3.5 minutes.
That's plenty
until
of time.
The news. Exactly.
That's a lot of time. You stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow right now is down 60. Nasdaq's up 26. S&Ps are off 650. We're going to be right back.
If you're looking to discover a new financial resource and diversify your financial portfolio, consider the new Market Safe Focused Commodity CD from Everbank. This 5-year U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to 6 equally weighted commodities, including gold, silver, copper, nickel, soybeans, and sugar, in one powerful CD. With annual pricing caps of 50% per component, you could earn up to a 50% upside payment at maturity if the commodities increase in value across annual pricing dates. And should the opposite occur, your principal principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on this index CD. Don't miss out. Take advantage of this financial resource designed to grow with the times. The October 13th funding deadline will be here before you know it. So hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. This advertisement is sponsored content. Everbank is a member FDIC.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So natural gas, we just get some numbers out, and what I end up doing, folks, I end up buying and selling.
Yeah, so you went for both. You went for volatility. I think you paid just about $25 for both contracts.
Yeah.
And so at $25, right, your break even then is going to be 2.5 cents. So 277.5 on the upside,
okay,
or 272.5 around. That's your $25. Just to put it. So, and right now we're above that level on the top side.
So let's see what they said numbers-wise here. So let's see.
It's going to be less natural gas than they thought. There it is right here. Stockpile is only 36 billion cubic feet, and they expected 42 billion cubic feet.
There you go.
They have the breakdowns here. I guess the analyst forecast was 39 to 49 even.
It's quite a spread, right?
Yeah, it's quite a spread. Either way, it's even higher than you'd see at the 42.
Right.
Yeah.
Now watch this, folks. And I was, Tommy and I were talking about this and this is why I went both ways too. One of the reasons that if you take a look at the UNG, which you have the gaps on it, right? So there was a gap higher up there at 820, and then there was a gap lower, like at 788. So I was like, okay,
and
man.
we were trading right in the middle at about 805, 6.
It's like, okay, bottom line is that, we can go up, fill that gap, and
and this is where you're going to get some volatility for sure for the next half hour, but you can put in your order. We'll see how it plays out. I know that's what you wanted to do, but you can always have your order in there too, because as we see the spikes go up, we'll see where it plays out. These only go till 11 either way.
Right, and as we talked like last week too, is that what you can do when you get a decent spike, the bottom line is that you can sell one half of that spike, the profit, and instead it comes back the other side. It's like you might really get something going.
Definitely. Yeah.
Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's go over and look at that broad market for a few minutes. Inside the dollar's still, you're at $1.11. Apple. So Apple comes out with their new phone, and it's just not doing anything for the stock.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's not that it's not doing anything; it's doing bad things.
Yeah, it's down 220, 160.
Big move in terms of market cap wise. What
it is
a 2% move in Apple.
And if Apple looks like it's going to go after this lowest swing at $105.64, we'll see whether they get the volume. Right now, thus far, it definitely has the volume. We've done 17.6 million. That swing only has 29 million.
Yeah. It'll see how. We were talking about it yesterday in terms of no headphone jack anymore.
Yeah.
And I was saying, right, I already used those Bluetooth headphones.
I know.
I got you some for Christmas or holiday, and they're awesome once you get used to them. They really are in terms of no cords, and they sync up. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think it's a quick technology people are going to like once they get some Bluetooth.
No, I
if
agree.
you use earbuds at all, if you do.
And most of the, well, not most of the reviews, but there was analysts on Bloomberg yesterday, and what they were talking about more so was that you can't see the enhancements from the outside.
Yeah.
There's quite a few enhancements evidently.
And that's really what, the biggest joke on the internet was that, they said that the reason they did it is because they're so courageous. Do you see that line?
No.
It's like one word, and they're like courage. It's like
that's what Tim Cook said?
Yeah, I believe it was either Tim Cook or another guy.
Okay,
It was whoever was announcing it and talking about it. And I forget. I watched it. I just forget if that part was Tim Cook. But really, and one of my friends was joking that they needed the space actually in the phone just to add a few components, and that was a big part too. You take out that headphone jack, you think of the real estate you have in a phone, right? I mean, that little space alone is a lot of real estate that you can then put an extra chip in or whatever it is.
Because they got dual quads.
Right, so they added a few things in there, and it was really about space, but that's so. So maybe they could have rolled it out a little bit better. Maybe, who knows? But yeah, the market doesn't like it. And I just pulled up, so let's jump to take a quick look at
Crude.
oil. So even oil at 11 o'clock. So they have spreads, binaries, by the hour, so you could trade the 12 o'clocks, or you could just go for the day if you wanted to, and you could trade the 230s. But if you're going to exit them and have orders already in place anyway, that's not a lot of premium time that you're paying. Which is nice. So right now, oil's just above $46, and so because it's dropped from even $46.50, last hour.
Yes.
It's not, the spreads don't line up exactly as. They're pretty close, actually. As I look at it, so you have one with 46.25 being the ceiling. You have one with 46.25 being the floor.
Okay.
You can see it's always nice, and we almost had it in natural gas, where the ceiling and the floor are where it's trading at.
Last week was perfect.
Yeah. And this week was pretty close, too.
Yeah.
And you'll see, though, the differences in terms of, right now, if you wanted to sell the one with it at 46.25, let me just get them straight and lined up. So you're going to have one with 46.25 as the ceiling, going down to 44.75. You're going to sell that one, right?
Right.
Because you're almost right at it. It's at 46.10 basically right now. And then you're going to have one at 46.25 at the floor. Now the difference is there's no intrinsic value in the 46.25 at the floor because it's below it.
Right.
Whereas all your intrinsic value is the one that's short. So that's a little bit of an adjustment. That changes the dynamic a little bit.
Yes. But the way oil's been trading, there's going to be volatility in that market. I mean, last night when I was on the air at 5 o'clock, I think that's when the API number came out, and that thing shot up like $1.20 in about a heartbeat.
Yeah. So it just turns into a more expensive trade when it's further away,
right? Because
you're still going to be paying for, like right here, 46.25 is the floor, right?
Yes.
And they know that oil's coming, and there's a little bit more time. Right now, it's only 10:35, so there's an hour and 25 minutes.
Right.
So you're still, even though you're completely outside by 15 cents, you're still forced to pay for this $23. I mean, you saw that we just put on that whole entire trade last for natural gas for $23.
I know.
Whereas this side that has no intrinsic value at all is $23. So the side that has 15 cents of actual value in it, that one's going to be like $40.
Right.
So that's where that trade alone would right now for oil will cost $65.
Yeah, which you need big volatility.
You do.
Yeah,
You do. And you have an hour and a half versus having 33
we'll keep looking
minutes.
at that as we come up to the 11 o'clock hour, too.
Yeah. And there's natural gas, so that was nice. You're getting a pop to the upside.
That's a good move, man. Yeah.
Take a look at doesn't look like there's this is where so they must have just got hit. When the bid and the offer gets hit, and you know this, that's what the reason why there was no market, and the reason why on your active positions there was no profit loss is because just the bid got hit.
Right.
And somebody took those 5 contracts, and they'll come back. The market maker will refresh them.
Right.
In about a minute or so.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're 278, which is
that's $31 right there to put it, and I think the whole trade costs you somewhere around $25, $26, $27.
Right.
So you're at break even at least right now. And you have 22 minutes until expiration, which is a lot of time.
Let's go get them.
There are only 33 minutes in the entire trade, right? So
Beautiful thing.
there you go.
You stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow Industrials right now are down 33. Nasdaq's off 17. S&P's off 3.5. We're going to be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Tony O'Brien, Tom O'Brien. We do appreciate your growling and prowling with us out here. And don't forget, folks, as we're going through these Nadex defined products, you can test drive the whole exchange by coming over to our website at TFNN. Hit the banner, and you can download the platform. They'll put $25,000 of paper money into your account.
So one last thing I just wanted to look at for oil. So right now, oil is literally trading right at $46, which is perfect on the mark, right? So they have trades, if you go to the 230 section for oil. Now, these are kind of the master daily ones, right? Now, these have spreads from 46 to 51 or 46 to 41. So you have actually a $5 spread where it is right at 46.
Right.
Where the ceiling and the floor are in the different spreads. So, of course, if you were looking for volatility, right, you'd be buying the spread that goes starting at 46 up to 51.
Yes.
So you're buying that for about $34.
Okay.
You're getting in at 46.34 versus the market being at about 46. So you're paying $34 there, and then you'd be selling the one with 46 to the ceiling, and that's at about $31 difference. Where because you're selling it at 45.69, whereas market's trading at about $46. So you'd be putting up $65 for the two contracts,
right?
And so you'd need oil.
65-cent move, right?
65 cents would be your break even away from $46 in either direction, right?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you have $5 of movement where you're gaining profit, and $5 for a maximum of 500. So your max profit in this trade, assuming that only one would ever close out for value. Now you could close out one spread and then the market could reverse, but let's just say that only one is $500. And first, getting a $5 move maybe might be a little bit outlandish. Anything's possible, of course. Right. But getting a $1.50 to
getting a buck half move
that
not
move's possible.
Right. We had a buck 40 move last night.
Right. I mean, we had a 50-cent move just in the last about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So that's just kind of going over the options, and that's the cool part where you get used to everything and see, depending on what you think the market's going to do, how big of a move, and what direction, right? Now, the other side is if you just think that the market's going to pop gangbusters, or go one way or the other, you can get either side of this trade for only $30 to $35 with the $500 of upside potential, too.
Which is really, directionally, that's very inexpensive. Yeah. Particularly when you think that, if you're trading the futures, folks, a point move, a dollar move, it's $1,000.
Yeah, and that's, to have profit potential all the way to $5, you're not paying much premium for the right for like the third, fourth, and $5th of profit there, because there's a very little probability that will happen.
Exactly.
But it's nice that you actually get to reap those rewards if it ever did.
Absolutely huge.
All right.
Market-wise, let's take a look at what we have out here. So inside the S&P's ES, and what we will be doing, these futures will be rolling over. It's not this September contract is still the largest one, but the next few days it won't be. Futures, we got to 21.89. You're at 21.80. We got as low as 21.75. Look at that, right down to the lower end of the consolidation. So you get a little pop, and guess what? That pop wasn't on volume, though. So that's saying that, let's see, where is that one? Okay, so that's why they tested it. Yeah, the highest volume still is at the lows. So that's saying that the 21.75 is game again. We'll see whether it's before the end of the trading today. NQU, go over to the NQs. The NASDAQ seems to be set up the same way. You got a quick pop. Yeah, the Q's 47.95, and right now we're at 48.07. Still has volume down there. So in both cases, it looks like, we're going to have more downward pressure. What is going to be intriguing here, folks, is that can the market get an expansion of volume? The market, each and every time it goes higher, you have no volume. Each and every time it goes low, you have no volume.
Yeah.
Right now, the Qs have done 5 million. Now, that's a lot. That's
not even 11 o'clock.
No, it's a lot. Yesterday we did 17 million all day. We take a look at the SPY. The SPY right now is at 24 million, and I believe it only did 55 or 60 yesterday, or 76. So that's a third of what we've already done. But that's going to be a toss-up too, because what will happen? This is where this gets really wild. Let's say the bulls and bears are fighting, and if we keep getting good spikes up and good spikes down, that increases the volume. And so what you're looking for then is that, okay, do you have a higher high or a lower low?
Sure.
Because that's going to give you an indication that, okay, we have buyers or sellers. What do we have out here? Let's go over to the DAX, because it looks like the DAX, the DAX is recovering a little bit. You know, you talk about a little price spread in the DAX today. So the DAX went from 10,780 to 10,570. But right now you're 10,665, so it's right in the middle. Some of the higher volume stocks in this...
That's in the DAX.
Look at that DAX. Let's change that and go to the S&P. Okay, so Chesapeake Energy's up 5. Apple down 259. Hewlett Packard's off 48. Facebook's down 86. That's unusual. That's always been going up. Nike's down 95. We take a look at some of the Dow stocks out here. You have Big Blue down $1.60. Microsoft's down 8. Easiest way is just look right inside here. Yeah, the Dow's only down $40. That's the bottom line.
And that's with a huge move in Apple.
It is.
Yeah.
Apple's 2.4% move down.
Yeah.
You know.
So what Kevin was talking about, right? It was ringing around my head, just staying alive for the next day.
Yes.
And just how important that is. So it got me thinking, and just a way to think about it. So, you know, I play a lot of poker. People know I play poker. So poker tournaments, right? Here's a tip for poker tournaments. It totally translates just into risk reward, how you think about it, right? Everybody thinks if you're going to win a poker tournament, you got to get all the chips.
Right.
And you got to get all the chips, right? But what if you shift the way you think about it completely and just thinking that all I have to do is not get knocked out?
Right.
Because if you just don't get knocked out in any hand and you're the last guy standing, you win.
Right.
And your mentality can shift to just being like, I just have to prevent myself from ever being knocked out, because that's a different mentality with saying I have to take everybody's chips in the entire room.
No.
Because you have to do both, right?
You do.
But the only way you can do it is if you're around for the next hand.
That's right.
And in a poker tournament, and people, you know, a lot of people play poker, just even recreationally, you know, they play these home games. If you just never get knocked out, you're never going to lose the tournament. And once you kind of grasp that, in the same way investing, you know, you just have to be around for the next hand. You have to be around for the next day, because guess what? You're going to be wrong. And you're going to be wrong in a poker tournament. And you're going to have the worst hand in a poker tournament. And you're going to have bad trades. Right. And you got to be able to just fight through that and make sure you're around. And so keep that mentality.
No, it's great. Yeah. You know, because I've said to many people many times, what's cool is if you like this business, that is the way you want to think about it.
You have to, because it's a different mentality.
You'll be out of business.
And it's, you know, it's about just changing the way you think about it, for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
And you know, to bring it to the next step, when you win, take the money and don't roll the money right back into it.
That's another big part of it.
Take some money.
Big part of it.
Go have a good time.
Sure.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, because
especially when you're doing those types of trades where you are, you know, making small risks for big rewards, right? Because you're going to have a lot of losses in those types of trades, especially too. So you can't just like be like, oh, I won 10 times my investment. You know, I profited that much. I'm just now I'm going to spend, you know, at least because you're going to have 3, 4, 5 trades in a row where you lose if you're trading like that.
You are.
Yeah.
No doubt. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow right now is down 46. Nasdaq's off 24. S&Ps are off 4.5. We're going to be right back.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
My name is Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability and host of the Trader's Edge Show, heard daily here at TFNN.com. On Wednesday, September 14th at 5 p.m., I'll be hosting a special one-hour event, The Ultimate Reversal Patterns. I'll teach subscribers how to identify and trade market tops and bottoms. You'll learn Tom DeMarc's TD setup, TD sequential, and TD combo. Plus, I'll show you how to identify Gartley buy and sell patterns, which means you'll learn how to master the D point of any A to B equals CD pattern. More importantly, I'll teach you the most powerful pattern of all, by price relative strength divergent pattern. These patterns work for stocks, for ETFs, future contracts, currencies, and these patterns work on every time frame. By signing up for Mastering Probability right now, you get the first month of my newsletter service for only $49, and that includes Wednesday's Ultimate Reversal Patterns webinar. This $49 offer is only good through September 14th, so act now. At only $49 for your first month, I guarantee this is an investment that you won't regret. For all the details of the upcoming workshop and reserve your seat today, visit the front page of TFN.com now.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, Swim Lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the three hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. And don't forget, folks, no matter where you're listening right now, that you can get us right on your cell phone. You go to TFNN.com. You just hit Tiger TV. We got our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, coming up next. And then we're going to, that's going to be from 11 to 12. And then you go to Thinkorswim headquarters, beautiful Chicago, 12 to 1. Steve Rhodes, 1 to 2. And Steve, folks, is going to be doing a workshop a week from last night. The Ultimate Reversal Signals. You can check this out right on the front page of TFNN. And it's for his subscribers.
Yeah, and
right?
So if you're, you can sign up to Mastering Probability for only $49. You get a month of his newsletter. You get access to the workshop Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And, of course, you get his money management workshop. And it's a great service. You know, his newsletter is awesome. I read it every morning. And it's a great time to sign up.
What he's going to be teaching you, folks, it's pretty key. He's going to be teaching a couple Tom DeMarc setups. And they're pretty cool setups. And I can tell you from knowing them is that it's a lot easier having someone teach you visually than reading them. You know, that's just kind of how it works. Okay,
definitely.
So check it out right on the front page of TFNN, and you know, bottom line is that you get a great newsletter for a month, you get a $100 discount, and you get the workshop. And what does happen, folks, if you can't make it live, it's 5 to 6 next Wednesday night. It's on your page for 30 days. Okay, so if we go back over to the gas market, let's see.
So we're right.
Look at this. I'm ready to break even.
You pretty much are. So we said, you know, you got in. We looked at a combined $27.
Yep.
You were paying $16 for the one that had $275 as the ceiling. You were paying $11 with the one that had $275 as the floor.
Okay.
And you needed it to be a $277.7, and look where it's at, $277.7. Now commissions, of course, 90 cents in each one. So that really put it at $278.1. I guess factoring in commissions.
Yeah, that's right. I like those trades, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, the bottom line is not losing is a good deal.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and realistically, you can get a much bigger move than that, as we know.
We did last week.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
You know, last week was a good move.
And we'll see. You know, right now we got what time is it right now? 56.
4 minutes.
33 and a half minutes exactly until 11 o'clock. And we'll see where oil shakes out. You know, from $46. If people want to follow along for the the trade they were talking about theoretically. We said we need about 65 cents in either direction, right, on oil.
Yes.
And that would have been where we had $5 of potential profit going in either direction.
Right.
So we'll see where that plays out. And that's for the day, too.
That's for the day.
Till 2:30.
Which is pretty cool, because then you have all day to
to watch it
Well, it's just
cascade one way or the other.
close it,
hopefully,
too,
right?
to close it.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So it's something
and
to
there'll
remember.
be premium in that for a period of time. You know, that premium is
Right.
going to diminish as the day goes out. But
Right.
you're right. Yeah, I mean, you have 3.5 hours. Time is money in those products. So
Big
you have
time.
3.5 hours right now premium.
Have to love it.
That's right.
And if we go back to the broad market just for a second, just to look at this volume once again, because today's a big day, folks, okay? Well, it could be a big day if you get an expansion of volume. If you don't get the expansion of volume, guess what? We're doing the exact same thing we've been doing since July 14th. Right now on the SPY, you get 25 million, and the NDX, we have 5.3. So, you know, the index has a chance, you know, but what does happen, of course, is that your first hour of trading and last hour of trading always seem to have the most amount of volume, too.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
So that's something you got to keep in mind. The real key is going to be in the middle of the day, do you get some more volatility? Because, you know, the volatility right now is coming from Draghi and coming from the UK, you know, and what's going to happen there is that that's going to calm down a bit also, you know, as we go through the day, because now the news is out.
Yes.
The news is out that, guess what, Draghi says things are stable. Who would ever think? That's how deviant the markets are. Things are stable. What do you mean they're stable?
Yeah.
That stinks. That means the market's got to go down.
That's right.
We're going to make them unstable.
That's right. So you give us that big boost.
Totally. You stay right there, folks. I mean, Mr. Basil Chapman's coming up next. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Thanks, pal. Wow! Go get him, folks.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.